Larry Kudlow joins us now, who is familiar with those numbers, and they mean something, don't they, Larry?
That was a pathetic answer, by the way. She's one of the better ones in the cabinet.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
You talked to Wilbur Ross or somebody who did deals with her, but that was a horrible answer. So, look, the 813,000 revision, but inside that, manufacturing crashed. Now, read these numbers. The revision to manufacturing was 115,000. Gone.
Yep.
So now manufacturing jobs are actually in deficit. In other words, we've lost manufacturing jobs. And I just want to add to that, it's very important, the ISM manufacturing survey, excluding a tiny bump up last March, is down, let's see if I get 21 straight months. 21 straight months. And industrial production is down, and inside production, business equipment has been falling for about 2 years. So there's a recession in manufacturing, and I want to also add to that, there's a recession in housing, housing starts. We had existing home sale numbers today. They were terrible. I mean, they're up a little above June, but they were below May. They were below 12 months ago. They're hundreds of thousands below where they were during the Trump years. The only thing holding up the economy is consumer spending. Some of that is government assistance. Some of it is not. That's the only thing left. So this report on the business job loss in general, I mean, they took out, if I get this right, Joe Lavorgna, 68,000 jobs per month are gone.
Yep, that's right.
Most of them are private sector jobs. So the economy is in really a rather more precarious position than people might have thought 48 hours ago.
So we're expecting Harris to finally speak tonight. I doubt we're going to get that much detail on this crazy economic policy that she put out last Friday. We've talked about price gouging, but she's also saying she wants to raise taxes. She wants to, do away with the Trump tax cuts. That's one piece of it. But then, of course, the capital gains tax increase, this notion that we should be taxing unrealized capital gains. I mean, some of this is absolutely crazy. I don't think she's crazy enough to get on the stage and say that to people tonight, but that is what she's talking about. Indeed.
She's a taxer, and she has signed on to the Biden budget, which included the taxes that you mentioned. Also, Jackie, raising the top personal tax rate a couple of points from 37 to 40. That's what small businesses pay. So it's not just quote-unquote wealthy people, as though we don't need wealthy people, but small businesses. You know what's so fascinating to me? So she put this plan out last Friday, is that right? So that's now 7 days ago. No one in the convention has talked about it. No one. Bill Clinton last night, who was a pretty good economics guy in his second term, after they lost badly in the first term. He cut the capital gains tax, had good welfare reform bill, balanced the budget. Anyway, he didn't even mention it. And he's kind of fluent in the economy. He just completely stayed away. The Obamas spent all their time, trash-talking Donald Trump, who's in their head. They're obsessed with Trump. No one talked. The economy is the #1 issue. Okay, I'm not making this up. Inflation, economy, and then the border, open border, which they don't talk about either. And I want to see if Kamala talks about her plan. Okay,
she's not going to do it.
The goofy price controls, but the $2 trillion of spending, much of which is essentially paying people not to work. Plus, going to make housing more expensive with this $25,000 subsidy. It just makes it more expensive. Everybody's going to raise their prices on that. I mean, we're faced with $2 trillion budget deficits as far as the eye can see. Federal spending is running between 24 and 25% of GDP. That is miles above the 50-year average, which is about 20 to 21%. It is not a revenue problem. Revenues are booming. The Trump tax cuts are still in place. Going to 28% from 21, you know who will be hurt the most on that?
The corporate tax rate you're talking about.
Corporate tax rate, thank you. Wage earners. Between 50 and 70%. Now, all these studies have shown, everybody says this, between 50 and 70% of the burden of the corporate tax is borne by the wage earners. Let's think about this. Businesses who are profitable, I'm looking at the clock, businesses who are profitable can afford to give wage increases and wage bonuses or 401k, profit sharing,
Right.
that kind of thing. If you take that money away from corporations, you think you're hitting rich people. You're actually hitting the middle class.
Those people will lose their jobs.
They may. You're exactly right, and that's what these numbers show, these latest. And the other thing is, the other parts, you pass along tax hikes to the consumer. That's a part of it. And then finally, shareholders in the stock market get a lower rate of return. So this is absolute folly. We will be among the least competitive tax corporations in the world.
Larry Kudlow knows this stuff. The Commerce Secretary should.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't.
She's supposed to be bright lady. That was a horrible answer.
That was not a good answer.
I do my
but Larry,
homework for
every
this
answer
show.
you gave us.
I do my homework for
He's
this
got
show.
papers and
I
papers.
try to bring something to the show.
He brings it all. Larry
Brings
Kudlow,
it.
great to see you. Thank you, sir.